As above, so below. As within, so without. You are the equation of eternity. Welcome to the Mercury Minute. For the 12 individual signs from April 12th through April 18th. Aries, you have the sun in your sign. However, you have the moon in Pisces just about to go into Aries. In fact, it's going to really ignite this week for you. This is going to be a good time to get things started, to get things done. However, be careful. We have Mercury retrograde starting on this Saturday on the 17th. But you have Uranus and Jupiter also in Pisces. So use your intuition. Learn to listen to that inner voice. It's really important. Now, the moon is going to also go into Taurus later this week. So you really want to slow down as you get into Wednesday and Thursday and take your time. Don't rush anything. This is a time for you to stay present and be one with yourself. And with every word you say, speak clearly and speak from the heart. If you're a Taurus, what a wonderful time. Mercury and Venus are in your sign. This is a great time for romance. This is a great time for intimacy. Really find that special person in your life. If you haven't so far, be open for the idea. You have to put yourself out there. You will meet someone, but you have to put yourself in a position where you can actually make that happen. Be open. Don't be stubborn. Be flexible. Maybe you might try choosing someone a little bit different than you normally would go. Try something different. That would really be a good way to use the energy for this week. Now, if you're a Gemini, this is kind of an open week for you. But the key is always to listen to that duality and then realize if you can't make a decision between left and right, then sit down, meditate with yourself, and ask your heart what is in your best interest. However, this is a good time for business, for finding work. If you're looking for work, I really support you going out and doing something along those lines. Now, if you're Cancer, don't be surprised if people from the past start to be in touch with you. You're getting phone calls, maybe getting an email or two from literally people you haven't seen in years. That's a time for you to really remind yourself where you've been, where you are, and where you really want to go. Remember, Mercury goes retrograde this Saturday, so if you're going to start anything new, this is the week to do it. Don't forget, we do have this new moon on Wednesday, so that's really a time for reawakening any new projects that you want to do. Now, if you're a Leo, you have been struggling in the last 3 or 4 months, but literally in the last 3 weeks, 2 weeks, things have finally started to move forward for you. Clearly, Mars is going to be bringing women and romance and men into your life. Romantically, this is an opportunity for romance to be the focus. If you're not in a relationship, I'll be surprised if within the next month or so you're not finding yourself dating, if not 1 or 2 people. This is an opportunity to really reawaken that sensual side that you have. Now, if you're a Virgo, you've been going through a really tough couple of years. There's no getting around it. And Saturn has just recently retrograded back into your sign. So you're kind of coming into a final exam, if you will, for any of the lessons that you've been going through for the last couple of years. You're now going to finally put that behind you and move forward. So as July comes around, you will have a real sense of relief, and you'll be glad that these 2.5 years are behind you finally, and then you can have new sound footing for a new beginning for yourself. Libras, be prepared. This is a time for you to really evaluate where you are, where you want to be, and think about this year specifically, because you're going to be in for a lot of changes. I think the idea of temporalness is really the focus for you. I wouldn't plan on anything permanent at this time. With Saturn going into your sign this summer, it is really a time of transition. You're going to be challenged with the relationships. You're going to be challenged in your work situation. You're going to be challenged in general, but you are going to come to the forefront on all of these matters if you can just listen to your heart and be very still and find that balance within yourself. You tend to give yourself away too much, so maintain some of your own integrity. Scorpio, this is a time for romance, time for relationships. I know it's not just spring, but there are some planets that are really supporting Scorpios right now. Now, with Pluto in Capricorn, you're going to have this wonderful trine effect hitting all your Scorpio planets for the next many, many years. This is really a time for you to swing forward. You're going to find you're almost coming into a sweet spot for the next many years. This is a good time for you. Also, with all that energy in Pisces, listen to your intuition. Let that mystic come out in you. And really, this week could be a fun, wonderful, entertaining week in general. Sagittarius, if you really are struggling right now, listen to your heart and take a trip, even if it's only for a day or two. Get in the car, go off somewhere to the mountains, to the ocean. Get into nature. You're always at your best. You're always at your best when you're walking contemplation with nature, being one with the ocean, being one with the woods, being one with the surroundings in this wonderful, pristine position that you'll put yourself in. Traveling is really the key for you. Capricorn, this has been a very interesting time. You did maybe meet someone recently. Let that slowly develop. You'll be surprised. Sometimes you have a tendency to be a little bit more cautious when it comes to relationships. That's okay. I know as much as you want to have a relationship in your life, let it kind of gently evolve into the situation that you want. However, be very aware that you have a tendency to over-obsess, and you can sometimes drive people away by being a little bit too pedantic. So be more open, be more flexible, and flow with the situations that are provided to you. Now, if you're an Aquarian, this is a wonderful time for you to really start a business, to start any new ventures for you. Remember, the new moon is on Wednesday, and of course, on Saturday, Mercury goes retrograde. So I tend to think that it would be best to wait until next month before you make any major moves and directional changes. However, prepare, reinvestigate, re-look into your situation. Meditation for the next 3 or 4 weeks is really going to be a good time for you, maybe to get back into yoga, something along those lines. But Aquarians, the moon is really going to be supporting you this week. Maybe Wednesday and Thursday, you got to slow down a little bit, but overall, this should be a good, productive week for you. Now, Pisces, you're really in the chips. You got Jupiter in Pisces, Uranus is in Pisces. The moon is going to be in Pisces for a period of time, and then it goes into Aries. But the key is really Jupiter. It brings expansion. It brings a sense of renewal for you. And also, this is not the time to get down on yourself. You have a tendency sometimes to play the victim. This is not the time to do that. Realize that you and no one else decides how you feel and how you're going to feel. All the more reason to start becoming more constructive and positive with the way you feel about yourself and what you're doing with your life. And if you don't like it, then change it. Now, this is a wonderful time for everybody. Don't forget, life is a mystery, and all you have to do is be prepared to receive all the gifts, and they come in very strange packages, and that's true for all of us. I'm Michael Mercury, and thank you so much. Every week, I'm going to be doing the 12 signs with a video and then doing the overall view every week with 2 separate videos for every week. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Michael Mercury, and that has been your Mercury Weekly for the 12 signs of the Zodiac.
Moonshots.